Hey guys, how's it going? It is Nairobi with Open World Games, and we are taking a very special look at the cars of Watch Dogs. I'm going to be covering nearly every single known car in Watch Dogs in this video, and I assure you there are probably more cars. I'm going to seek them out when the game finally releases on May 27th, so look forward to some car reviews, and then I'm going to race online with you guys in multiplayer, so look forward to that. If you are new to Open World Games, welcome guys, and go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube if you are wanting constant coverage of Watch Dogs, The Division, The Crew, Assassin's Creed, and games just like that. We are also on Facebook and Twitter. See the description to join a community of over 100,000 Open World gamers. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look at the cars of Watch Dogs. And now let's take a look at the car list from Watch Dogs. We don't know all of the cars in Watch Dogs, but from what we know, this is going to be one big game. I am really realizing it after seeing this car list. So look forward to having plenty of real-life inspired cars in Watch Dogs to play around with and collect. But so far they are divided into several categories, including hatchbacks, compact, sedans, estate cars, SUVs, vans and trucks, muscle cars, that'll be cool. I can't wait to see the muscle cars. Coupes, bikes and motorcycles, grand tours, roadsters and supercars, emergency vehicles, aquatic, which includes speedboats and stuff like that, aircraft, and then you have other, which is the L train. I wanted to give a shout out to Jay Banton for categorizing the wiki article and putting that together for me. This is extremely helpful, and he's part of watchdogsforum.net, so check that out as well. But I'm going to go into some of the cars here, and there are a ton of them, so beware. Here we go, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to pronounce all of these names. Some of them are really exotic names, so excuse that. In the category for hatchbacks, we have the Arbor 500, and then the Kia Forte, the Kia Soul inspired car, the Mazda 2 inspired car, the Nissan Mursa, the Proton Satria, and finally the WV Golf 4. And then we have the sedans, which start out with the BMW E36. We move on to the Capri/Fusion Malibu. And then we go on to the Capri/Malibu Taxi, and yes, you will be able to use public transportation in Watch Dogs, as well as the L train. Then we have the Chevrolet Impala, the Impala Light Taxi, the Charger LX, the early 90s Infiniti G, the Mercedes-Benz 600 Pullman, the Nissan Sentra, the Opel Insignia, Rolls-Royce Ghost, and then we have a limousine. Ooh, that'll be cool. Then we move on to the estate cars. We have the 80s Chevrolet Caprice Wagon. And then the SUVs include Ford Bronco, the Ford Edge, the Ford F-150, Infiniti QX56, Mitsubishi Outlander, Toyota Tundra Sport, and that rounds out the SUVs. For vans, we go into the minivan cab, more spacious than your regular taxi, the panel van, which is also a CTOS van, the older panel van, as they are calling it, large armored truck, which can be hacked and taken down from what I understand, the Isuzu Forward Step, the International Durastar inspired truck, and then finally for vans and trucks, we have the Concrete Mixer, which is perfect. We are in the mob town of Chicago, so we can make some concrete boots if we want to. For muscle cars, we're going to start out with the Chevy Chevrolet, and then move on to the Chevy Monte Carlo, and then the 60s inspired muscle car, and then finally we have what looks to be a Pontiac Firebird inspired muscle car. That should be a lot of fun to drive around in. Of course, I'm the guy that really likes the muscle cars. For the coupes, we start out with the current gen Camaro or Challenger, Then we move on to the Chrysler 300C, and then the Datsun 240Z. I'm actually a big fan of the look of the Datsun. Then we move on to the Dodge Shadow, and then finally, we round out that list with the Mazda RX-7 Type R. And this category is going to be a ton of fun to goof around with. They are the motorcycles and bikes. You're going to start out with the dirt bike, then we move on to the Harley Davidson style motorcycle, and then finally the sport bike. I cannot wait to play with these in online free roam and do some stunts with some friends. Then we have the Grand Tours, roadsters, and supercars. They're all smushed together in one category. We're going to start out with the 2005 Aston Martin V8 Vantage, the E92 M3 M4 Inspired Coupe, BMW Z4 Maserati, then we have the Ferrari 599, then we go on to the Gallardo, the Lotus Elise is really cool, Honda NSX, man, I love that car, I can't wait to get that one. Then you have the Papavera, and that rounds out our really special type exotic cars, so I'm sure you're going to want to collect those, and they might actually be more rare than you think. Then we have our emergency service vehicles, and again, you can actually scramble emergency services in Watch Dogs. You can hack the emergency systems and try to get ambulances to cause a distraction. We're going to start out with the Chevy Caprice Inspired Cruiser. Then we have the Charger LX Police Interceptor, the Infiniti QX56, the ambulance, and of course, the fire truck. And you're going to be offered some options on the high seas, and that includes a speedboat, standard boat, and then the water taxi. Aircraft, now I don't believe you will be able to fly in this game. I haven't heard anything about flying in this game. It's going to be more about staying in the inner city and using your hacking skill, and then also racing against other people. And we have the only known aircraft in the game, and that's going to include the police helicopter, which can be hacked and taken down, even from your mobile device, so that's going to be cool. And finally, to round out the list, we have public transportation. If you're feeling lazy, just hop on the L train and take a ride. Again, this one can also be hacked, and you will be able to control your destination as well. So that rounds out the list of vehicles and cars to expect in Watch Dogs. There's going to be more, do not worry. This game is going to be loaded with tons of options in nearly every regard, and you will be able to collect every single vehicle in the game. I cannot wait to see what your garage looks like. So don't worry, we're going to be covering Watch Dogs extensively here on Open World Games. If you are wanting more, go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube and check out our Facebook and Twitter in the description. Thanks guys for watching, and I will see you next time.